Hey everybody, this is Sean B. Bradley, CEO of Dealer Synergy, and you know what time it is. It is Monday, so you know what that means. It is Make Money Mondays. That's right, people. What time is it? Say it out loud. Say it proud. It is Make Money Mondays. And today, we're going to talk about making money. Yes, that's a nice concept. On Make Money Mondays, we're going to talk about making money. All right, so here's what I want you to remember. You need to know how much money you want to make, how much money you need to make. I walk into so many dealerships. I deal with thousands of automotive professionals, thousands. And you know what I find? I ask them, how much money are you going to make? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I'm going to make as much as I can. No, you need to have a finite number. If you're in car sales, do you want to make 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000? Whatever the amount of number of money it is, you need to know it before you start your month. It is so important that you begin with the end result in mind. Matter of fact, you see that right there? Okay, just look at that picture right there. Now, I'm going to ask a couple questions. I want you to respond. I know that you can't really hear me. I can't hear you, but play along. Okay, first question. Have you ever played cards before? Hopefully you're saying yes. If you haven't, get somebody else to help you answer this question, all right? Okay, next. How many suits in a deck of cards? Again, how many suits in a deck of cards? That's right, 4. Okay, now, what are the colors in a deck of cards? What colors are in a deck of cards? That's right, red and black. Now, what are the suits that are black? What are the black suits? That's right, clubs and spades. Okay, now, this is not a trick question, folks. What is the highest card in spades? Say it out loud again. One more time. What is the highest card in spades? Okay, flipped up graphic. Ace of spades. That's right. How did I do that? I'm not psychic. I had the ace of spades right there. How did I know that you were going to say the ace of spades? Because I wanted you to say the ace of spades. I wanted you to say the words ace of spades. So I began with the end result in mind. Now, when I do this live, I have people write down the words, or my trainers write the words down, or I'll write down the words ace of spades, and I'll have somebody in the audience hold it, and I'll ask these questions, and it's a little bit dramatic and a little bit cheesy, but then all of a sudden at the end of it, I say, open up your hand, and they're like, ace of spades. I'm like, see, how did it happen? I began with the end result in mind. That's what you need to do in everything you do at the dealership, is begin with the end result in mind, specifically about your money. What I want you to do is this. If you are in showroom sales, you need to begin with the end result in mind. How much money do you want to make? So what you need to first do is this, is kind of write down that number based on what your personal goals are, what your bills are, what you think you're worth. Figure out how much that is. If that's 8,000, if it's 10,000, if it's 6,000, I don't really care. It's up to you. What you need to be able to do is figure out how many units you need to sell to be able to make that type of money. Again, how many units you need to sell? Well, how do I figure that out, Sean? Well, that depends. What is your commissions per unit? Now, you got to factor in at the end of the month if you got any stair-step money, if you got any fast-track money or volume bonuses, whatever. It's not just commissions on the said cars, but at the end of the day, you add in all your bonuses. You figure out how much money that you made the month before, divide it how many cars you sold, and that's your average per copy. And then once you figure out how much money that you want to make, and you now back into it based on your pay plan, how many cars you need to sell to actually hit that. So let's just say, for example, that you wanted to sell 20 or 30 cars. Let's use 30 cars. If you look at my mind map here, right? So if you look at that mind map, I'm really big on this right now. I have so many people that are saying, Sean, explain it more to me. If you look at that mind map, let's say you wanted to make $12,000. And for you to make $12,000 in a month, you need to turn around and sell 30 cars at X amount of gross to be able to make your $12,000 that month. So if you take a look over here, you take 30, and then what you need to do is understand that there's 8 different ways on how you can sell an automobile. There's not just fresh ups. You've got fresh ups or walk-ins. You've got be-backs, internet, phones, service, referrals, previous customers, and then prospecting. So you kind of map out where you're going to get those 30 cars from. And then if you look at the next grid right there, is to sell 30 units in those broken down 8 categories, you need to have X amount of people coming into your dealership for a demonstration. And then if you look at the other line over there, okay, those are the people that you need to get in to the dealership. So it's a cause and effect. This is really important. You can't just up people and hope to sell 30 cars or 20 cars or whatever it is. The way you should do this is step 1, figure out how much money you want to make. Step 2, figure out how many cars you need to sell and deliver to make that type of money. Step 3 is create the mind map grid. Okay, and after you create the mind map grid where you diversify through the 8 ways to turn on and sell an automobile, then you figure out, okay, this is what I need to do to sell. The next step is figure out how many people you need to get into the dealership to present to get that many sales. The next step is figure out how many people you need to talk to get those many people into the dealership, to get those many people to buy an automobile. Again, that is the same exact system metaphorically as I just did with the Ace of Spades example. Shout out to Danny Alcazmi. I learned that like literally 15 years ago from Danny Alcazmi, or 14 and a half years ago, about the whole Ace of Spades example. But it's a great way to personify the concept of beginning with the end result in mind. Folks, you need to have a strategic plan. Recap one more time. Figure out how much money you want to make, how many units you need to sell to make that money, and then you engage that mind map grid and break it down. If you've got any questions, you could call me, or you can go to automotivedigitaltraining.com. Thank you, Sean B. Bradley. Make Money Mondays. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Make Money Mondays. If you like this week's episode of Make Money Mondays, you're going to love all the content on Automotive Digital Training. So please go to automotivedigitaltraining.com and sign up today. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to call me on my cell phone at area code 267-319-6776. Yes, that's really my cell phone. Don't put it on any bathrooms or anything. Thank you. Bye.